and sparks desire. This speed is too fast for the brain to consciously register. The addicts couldn't even tell you what they had seen, who's on here, but they craved the drug all the same. I need to pause this. How do I, let's see. All right, Michaela, I'm not seeing you in here. It said that you were in the waiting room. I'm not seeing you in the waiting room. Unmute, rename, lock meeting, play, ask all to unmute. There we go. Hey, everybody. What's up, beautifuls?
Hey.
What's up? Wait.
Hey. Sorry,
What's up, guys? What's up?
We're putting the motor in the car, so I was in the shop.
Hey, you know what? I always do this to Dale whenever we FaceTime every day, and he always he's sitting on the sofa, and he's like always FaceTiming back like this, and I'm like, so then I put my phone like this, and he's like, "Stop it, Ellie. You look ugly." I was like, "Well, what do you think you look like?" I'm like, "That's not the man I married." Okay, please look. Did you get yours yet?
Not yet, no. It's so cute.
I don't like trucker hats like this. My sis Louise does, so I always wear my trucker hats backwards.
Yeah, it's so cute.
Especially with half my hair gone. It's kind of lopsided, so it looks better backwards.
It's super cute.
So we've got Deborah. Look, see Caprice on here. So she is the team lead. She's the one that's been really driving engagement in the Facebook group for this month, if you haven't noticed. So if you want to unmute yourself, Deborah, and say hi.
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 How's it going? Good, how are you?
And then that picture of Michaela, she is planning vacation right now with her husband. And so I don't know if she can show her picture, but that is a picture of her, that show her face, but that is a picture of her in Dubai, actually. So
nice.
Funny thing about Michaela, she and I grew up together. We've known each other since, I don't know, like we were 4, 5, 6, I don't know. She became my friend because she felt sorry that I was the only one, or that nobody at church wanted to be my friend, because I always came to church smelling like barn. And she grew up around horses.
Ellie, you're so funny.
She grew up around horses, and so she was like, I'll be your friend. And so anyhow, that picture of her in Dubai, that is her mindset that got her there. She has a very, very strong mind, and we connect in that way. I remember one time I was putting my baby to sleep, and she's like, "Hey, I've got a Zoom call. Are you jumping on?" I was like, "No, I'm putting my baby to sleep." She's like, "That's what headphones are good for." So I'm like, not this time, Michaela. Stop being my conscience. So she is very strong. She's got a very, very strong mind, and a very good entrepreneur, and a mom of 3. And she lives in Arizona. So anyways, with her business, she got herself to Dubai. So that is a little bit about her. She's planning her family's vacation right now, so she's not really going to be in on the call.
Yeah, I'm listening in, and I'll be here, and I'll contribute when I can. I'm sitting still in my PJs because we have just been planning and putting on new school routines for the kiddos, new chores lists and things. And yeah, when you have family with 3 kids, you just need everyone to contribute if you want to be a successful entrepreneur.
Yeah. So okay, I actually have to say I re-listened to chapters what was it? we went back to chapter 3 and I'm on chapter 7 right now. And because I told Dell the other day, I was like, you know what, Dell? Because before I left to visit my friend in Reno last week, or just a couple days ago, he's always harping on me. He's like, Ellie, go pack now. I was like, yeah, but yes, fine, whatever. And then 2 hours later, I still haven't packed for the night, the night prior, right? And so I told him, you know what I would really love to do? I would love to be a better planner and quit being such a time optimist. So listening to, and in the send out with the link to the Zoom call, to a few of you, I says, have a note on your phone, start a notepad on your phone or with pen and paper and write down your thoughts. And so going into chapter 5, it says, what is the one, they were talking about, what's the one habit that you think you would like? What's the one habit you want to start? And being punctual, that is one thing I want to be. And that is a realistic goal, or a realistic habit that I feel like I can implement and stack into my life. Because I've been pretty good at becoming the architect of my environment, putting as many things in my environment to have a healthy lifestyle and keep me on track and consistent, which chapter 6 talks about. A lot of times our habits form out of our environment. And so that is when, if we can kind of build our environment or a home or what's on a kitchen counter, instead of putting the apples in the fridge, put them on the kitchen counter. I put the protein sticks on a shelf in the kitchen instead of in the cupboard. That helps my entire family stay more on top of the protein than they were before. And so that, I feel, becoming more punctual is because I've been able to create my environment to the point where it's very easy for me to stay on track. Dude, speaking of which, look who's like super old now. I bought a huge big pill organizer instead of just morning and night, because sometimes some things I take, throughout the day with all my meals. Yeah, this big old bad boy. So really building my environment to stay on track has been pretty easy for me. And so now being punctual, I feel like would be the next habit stacking I want to do. That way, when I'm packing, I just grab my pill organizer or my protein sticks, or my one habit, how I'm going, and then it talks about how are you going to implement that. And I wrote down all my notes here on my phone. And what I do is I just have my headset on when I'm loading the dishwasher or putting on my mascara. And it talks about you have to actually have a plan, because I think it was in chapter 4 or 5, they talked about they did the study where people, there were 3 control groups. One group was I want to exercise more. The other group was they said, yes, I want to exercise, but you're also going to have like scientific articles and stuff to read, like health articles to read. The third control group, they were like, okay, I want to be healthy or exercise. And then they also got the reading material, and they also got a plan to execute it. So then and then it was the third group that actually did the best to implement that into their life, because they actually had a plan how they would implement that habit. And so for me, I said, I want to be a punctual person. Then how to implement? I said, I will wake up at 5 every morning instead of at 6:10 before the kids get up. I will set 2 alarms, one at 5, one at 5:03. After I wake up, I will go into the kitchen and take my morning mix that I do always on an empty stomach. Right afterwards, then I would go into the bathroom and get ready, and get ready. After getting ready, then I will go into my office and get caught up on messages. Then kids and breakfast. because right now I've been such a damn time optimist and trying to do everything simultaneously, makeup, breakfast, kids, and getting caught up on messages, which puts me about 20 minutes late to the gym every freaking morning. So that is how I've been. That's my biggest takeaway from this week's reading. Anybody else? Deborah, what about you? How far have you come?
Well, I don't have the book, so I haven't read any of the Atomic Habits book. But,
have you downloaded?
No, I guess I need to do that. Is that what you sent me?
Yeah. Let's all wait while you go ahead and download that right now.
Okay. Sorry.
As this is the group accountability, so. And Caprice, I just texted Skylar to see what she's up to, and I also texted Neil.
Okay, I know she doesn't have Facebook. She only has Instagram, so I don't even know if she sees all the posts on that because she doesn't have a Facebook. I should tell her she should get a Facebook.
No, I'm her coach.
Okay, so she doesn't have Facebook. What time is it? She's at her dad's house, so okay. I don't know what she's there.
Well, I messaged her on the app, and I also texted her. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I know she doesn't have Facebook, so I make sure. Yeah, so
okay.
I would just want everyone to be inspired and not like inspired by this group. And then, like I told Deborah the other week, that you guys have all one common enemy, and that's me. So you guys are each other's inspiration and cheerleader.
I know it's Neil's birthday, so I don't know where.
No way.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, that's awesome. Did you chat with me right now? I think I'm getting something from you. I don't know, Deborah.
Oh, I was trying to find where you had sent it to me to download.
Okay.
So I was
do you use Audible, or do you like or do you prefer books?
Books usually, but I have Audible. It's on my phone somewhere. I just need to re-download it probably.
Let me go onto my notes here, and I will just text you your link right now. How's that?
Oh, that works, because I'm not finding it.
Okay, there we go. And then Jenny jumped on, but she is actually putting her baby to sleep. So Jenny was going to be co-hosting this week, right? Because I asked her to pick the time, because I haven't been able to get a hold of what's her name? My mind is going blank. Jamie. I call her Gangster Jamie. She started a new job at where her kids are going to school, so she's teaching volleyball there and some other classes. So I don't know what she's doing, but she did want to read Atomic Habits, so I'll keep read Atomic Habits a second time. So I'll reach out to her again and see if she'll be jumping on next week. All right, here we have Jenny. Jenny, are you able to introduce yourself to the group?
Quickly, anyway. I don't know how long I'm here for. I'm going to try again with him soon.
How old is he now?
He's 9 months.
Oh my gosh, I remember when you got pregnant, when you got married, and then like a couple months later, you're like, oh, I guess we're pregnant now.
Yeah, it went fast. And
so it's 9, it's what, 9, it's 9:14 p.m. right there in Stockholm.
Exactly.
Okay.
Usually he's asleep by around 8 o'clock. He fell asleep a bit early tonight and fell asleep for about 30 minutes, and then he just woke up and wouldn't go back to sleep.
I was really hoping to see his face.
So I'm gonna feed him again soon because he's probably gonna need to eat again before I put him down. So
Is he still just, is he nursing only, or is he doing some solid foods?
he's doing both. But the thing is that I've been nursing him to sleep, which kind of puts me in charge of the sleep. And we've been
Yeah.
on holiday, so I haven't really done any sleep training with him at this
Yeah, for sure.
point. And then he got sick. So after that, I wanted to do some sleep training, so my husband could also put him to bed and not just me.
Yeah,
But it was.
I do not miss that stage when it comes to sleep. So instead of just sharing with me in the app your takeaways from the book, will you share with the group, Jenny, before you have to leave?
I'll still stay on and listen. So, but yeah, the takeaways that I have is just the reminders of that it's not the goals that we're after, it's habits, and that it's okay with the like slow progress, and it's those slow small moves that make the difference. And sometimes you're used to thinking has to be like this big move and everything has to happen at once.
Yeah,
But
I remember you saying that. Yeah, I'm 100% in. I'm going to do this 100%. And then we had a conversation going off of that.
yeah. But for me, since since we had our son, it's been very different for me, like refinding my identity, especially with all the lack of sleep in the beginning and all the anxiety that you got. It's just like I just felt I got very disconnected with myself and kind of left kind of like a reed in the wind.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't really recognizing myself. So this book is kind of reminding me of um, the old stories that I've told myself of who I am, like the default when you're not feeling that great, and kind of getting back to who you really are and how you really have to put that effort into to create the identity that you truly have and not just the default one that automatically turns in, like the first thought that can come in unless you control it yourself.
Did you
But
get to chapter 7 yet, where they talk about the lady that was a smoker?
no, I've only read up to the end of chapter 4 thus far.
One thing, just I feel like you're really going to soak in 7. Well, and also 6. I really love 6 the most, about being the architect of your environment, like making your life as easy as possible when you have that baby.
Mm,
But then it changes every 2 weeks when you get a system down. You're like, oh, now I have to change the system.
yeah.
But speaking of default identities or default habits, and since chapter 6 was talking about a lot of times, like, yes, our habits are created from our environment. So if we can't control our environment as much as possible, then we can just subconsciously become or create these habits. And so chapter 7 was talking about this lady wanted to quit smoking. And so every time she was on a horse, she'd be smoking, but then she quit riding horses. And then she quit smoking because smoking was associated with riding horses. Then one day she gets back on a horse and suddenly she had this sudden urge to smoke a cigarette again, because then she defaulted back into that old habit because that was her environment. Okay, riding horses, cigarette.
Mm.
But also chapter 2, I think it was 2 or 3, where they talked about your identity. I remember I didn't want to go work out when I was in Reno, but then my coach, she texted me, she says, Ellie, I don't care what you have to do. Or she's like, do what you have to do, Ellie, but just get it done. And then my friend, she's Amy, she's also very big into working out and being healthy and whatnot. She's got super greens on the kitchen counter, like everything in her home is for a fit lifestyle. And she's like, Ellie, I'll totally watch your baby. And so I didn't have that cop out excuse to not go exercise, right? And but in my mind, I was like, no, I'm a mom, meaning my 18-month-old needs me. But yes, I could have multiple identities too. Meaning that my environment is also, and my one identity is that I am also me, you know? I'm not a mom and all of my responsibilities are my kids and their needs. My identity and my responsibilities are also me. And so my environment where I've created, and that's what I'm hoping to create with this accountability group and this Facebook group is, and like I was chatting with you on the app, Jenny, is this community where you have all of you, a bunch of friends that have that same lifestyle that you want. Okay. So I had this environment. I had Amy, she was right there, and also her husband are big into fitness and health. And they're like, no, we'll watch your baby. Go get your workout in. So I was like, damn it. So I did, and so I was working out, listening to chapter 2 and 3 again, and they were talking about many times we take on identities that we feel other people think we should have. Like, oh, a mom should be doing this, should put the kids' needs. And I don't know where I took on that identity. I don't know. My mom and dad, they made sure to put their needs. Well, not my mom, I guess maybe now that we're talking about it, my mom never really took care of her needs. She always put our kids' needs first. My dad didn't really put our kids' needs first. He made sure to get his needs in there too. He was very good at balancing that. So taking on that identity, that it was like, okay, we have our own identity. We have our identity that we have taken on by what we think other people think we should be, what community or society thinks we should be. And
Ellie? Hey,
yeah,
I'm sorry to interrupt you. My mom is not feeling good. I need to call her, so I'm gonna have to get off.
okay. Thank you for joining us.
Okay, bye.
Goodbye. And so I remember just working out. I was very, very like, and then also they were talking about being able to change your identity over time. That you can do that now. Becoming a mom, Jenny, you're able to then get back, or not maybe get back, because that was one thing I discovered when I was a new mom, was like, I'm not never going to go back to who I was. I'm going to create a new identity.
Exactly. Which is what I'm in the midst of doing, I think.
Do you have a vision board?
In here?
In here, okay.
No, like I do these future meditations, and then I listen to them very often, and then I write them down. So and every time I've gone through big changes, that's what I've done.
Always put like a vision board up here.
Exactly. So like it just becomes like I'm already experiencing it several times.
Do me a favor, and I mean, I haven't done too good of a job at it, but I've got a bunch of pictures from magazines up there, how I want to redesign my house as I'm doing home projects. Like, hey, I want this kind of kitchen countertop. Hey, I want this kind of stairs on the backyard. So every time I'm out walking out into my backyard, I actually see that picture. Even though that's not what my backyard looks like right now, I actually see those steps. Let me show you real quick.
And as we're waiting for her, you can see every single time I open up my computer, I have my vision board on my computer, and I also got it on the phone as a screensaver. So I always remember what is important and why I am opening up my computer every day to sit down and work and get some stuff done.
Very nice.
Because chapter 6 talks a lot about what we see impacts our habits. So, and then who we are is a lot of our environment. So that's one biggest thing that I can tell you, Jenny, and as a new mom, is always, and trying to come up with this new identity of yours, is put pictures of who you want to be on, like, where you can see that, okay? The more you see it, the more it becomes you, okay? For example, I want to wake up every morning and I'm going to turn one of my walls behind my kitchen table, looking out over my backyard onto the pool. I want to turn them all into windows like this. So every time I wake up in the morning, that's what I want to walk into the living room. And then my kitchen, I want 2 counters like that. And then I want a sink on one of the counters. And I want it to be, and then outside, coming off the back patio, I want steps like that. So as I'm forming this identity of who I am and how I want to live, I want to wake up into a life where I'm like, okay, I've got my super greens on the kitchen counter, nice and white. You know how in Sweden there's gyms that are just a light room? Yeah, because that makes us feel more what's the English word for upliftad? Michaela, help me out. What's the word for upliftad?
Did you ask me something, Ellie?
Yeah, what's the English word for upliftad?
Uplifted.
Yeah, okay, so I want to feel uplifted and like just a breath of fresh air every morning.
Yeah, exaltation, something, I don't know. Can you say uplifted, Jenny? Does that sound like a word in English? You're muted, so I cannot hear you.
You're muted, Jenny.
I think uplifted is the English word. Upplyftad är väl inte riktigt ett svenskt ord.
Oh, okay, well, uplifted. And so that is the identity I want to take on, is that everything in my life is, you know, when you go down for a squat and your weights are very heavy and you feel powerful and strong and in charge, I want to wake up every morning feeling that I'm powerful and strong and in charge of my life. You know what I mean? Instead of seeing a cluttery office, because it's kind of my storage unit as well. And that kind of burdens me down a little bit. So I always make sure to have as much as I'm going to work on my vision board, but to have as much of that, so that is where my mind can be, and I can become more of that. I can change my environment so I can then become that identity. Debbie, what is something that you would like to, last we spoke, you said something that you're like, yeah, I kind of need to start doing something now so I can feel stronger. As you've been kind of embarking on this next journey or this next chapter in your life, what is something that you've maybe started doing regularly that we can then build on top of and gain more momentum and make that more of a everyday task? Because they were talking about in chapter 6 or 7, and you'll come to that, but it talks about how if you want to start a habit, it's not good to start with something that you do once a week. It's something that you're going to be doing. You stack it on to something that you actually do every single day. So back to my question, Deborah, what is something that you've been working on now, that, like tracking your food, for example, that you hope to turn into a habit, or taking your daily supplements or something like that? How have you been to make that a habit?
That's been it exactly, like just tracking food or like drinking more water, like that's been my week, right? And that's a small
step, but hey, it's a step in the right direction. So like previously I'd think I need to drink more water, but I wouldn't ever think about it in the morning before I left for work. And so then I'd be at work and didn't have anything, you know. So I got a new water bottle, and just, I know this sounds really simple compared to like where you all are at, but just having my water bottle like on the counter, so I remember to fill it up and remember to take it with me, so I have it with me all day long. And I've seen like my ability to like actually drink more water all day long has like been huge, just because I have it with me, you know. It's simple, but that's where I'm at the moment. So it's been I think a good thing. I think I've done pretty good this week. So if I just keeping it out in the open, kind of like you were talking about your protein sticks or whatever being like on the shelf, like, so I don't walk out and forget it, so I don't start the day without it. That's
and that's one thing. When I started this Facebook group, I remember I came home one day, because the second trimester, you're pregnant and your intestines slow down so you can absorb more food. I was so constipated. I hadn't taken a shit for like 2 weeks almost. I was so in pain. And I told Dale, I came home, parked the semi, and I was like, Dale, I can't do this anymore. I need to sell the semi and go fitness full time. So then I started this Facebook group, and Mikael, I think you remember this. I did a water challenge. That was how I started, Debbie. I just started drinking a gallon of water a day. And being pregnant also, holy shit, I was peeing so much. And then Skylar, Caprice's daughter, she's talking about it's so much food. I don't feel like I'm digesting all the food. Making sure that we get our water in is really going to help with our digestion. So that's a really good start point, Debbie. I want to say it's really, really good to really start that as one of the good foundational habits. So important for inflammation and digestion. So that is awesome.
Sorry,
And Deborah, don't compare yourself and say, I have only been working on the water because that's where I'm starting compared to you guys. Like, every single movement into the right direction is a great step. And you're on your journey, everyone is on their journey. So don't compare yourself, just compare yourself to what you did yesterday, and did you do it better today?
And that is what I want. If you listen to the announcement a couple of days ago, this is one big reason that I want you guys to understand why I've started Flex Friday. And this is to give yourself, you know how I talked about imposter syndrome in one of my announcements, is so many times we're so hard on ourselves, like, oh, I'm not where this person is, or I'm not where I should be. Okay, I want you guys to give yourself positive, that positive reinforcement. Okay, so if you can, I'd like you to use my Flex Friday post on Instagram and tap in on that and be like, to take a picture of you. For example, if you don't want to take a picture of yourself, you can take a picture of your gallon of water and be like, this is my Flex Friday picture. I'm flexing my brain to build that muscle. I'm building a new habit. Okay, so I really want to, and also the incentive, like they talk about in the book, is there has to be a reward. So a reward for you to give yourself, to take the time to give yourself that positive compliment, is Opti 50. Okay, since that is what I'm taking myself and I love it, and I am focusing on digestion as much as possible. That is the reward that I'm giving you guys. Okay, so take that, use that platform, please. Okay, and give yourself that positive, that Michaela was talking about. Don't compare yourself to others, just compare yourself to where you used to be. Okay, should we keep it as Flex Friday, or should we change it to something else, like positive reinforcement day or something like that? Or you know what, how about we do a Win Wednesday? Since Debbie's not nodding, yeah, we'll do a Win Wednesday. Tap in for a Win Wednesday. What is something you're instead of weigh in Wednesday, we can do Win Wednesday. Tap in on something you're winning on today. Okay, So I'm going to put down a note on that one. So Win Wednesday and tap into that. Okay. What is something, before we run out of time, we got maybe like 30 seconds left, or a minute. What is something that you guys would like to win? Like, I'm going to be doing a drawing, like put everybody into the pot and be like doing like everybody who tapped in is entered for a chance to win. Jenny, what is something that you would like to win?
Oh, how cute is he?
Thought I'd just show him since he was here.
Oh my gosh! Hi, baby.
Thanks.
Hi, baby.
He likes seeing your smiling face.
Jenny, what was his name?
His name is Joel.
Joe. So cute.
Oh my gosh, he's
Joel
beautiful.
Mandus.
Look how cute he is.
No, you're not gonna play with that lap.
So
Let's
cute.
get to another light.
Ellie,
Yes.
There you go.
I just wanted to share something
Sorry,
from the
what
book
was your
too,
question?
afterwards.
My question is, so on Flex Fridays, right now for this month, I'm doing do a Flex Friday, tap into enter for a chance to win Opti 50. As that has digestive enzymes in it. It has a huge shit ton of vitamins and minerals in it, you know, and it has a glycemic index stabilizer and polyphenols. Okay. So that alone is really good. And it's got probiotics. So that alone is taking care of our digestion a lot. Okay. So that is so that is the enter on your Flex Friday post for a chance to enter Opti 50. For a Win Wednesday, tap in on Win Wednesday, something that you have been doing good at, something you've been winning at. What should be the incentive to do that? What is something that we all maybe would like to win?
I'm thinking of something like when it comes to fitness and stuff, I work out all the time. But for me, the harder things have been keeping track with the food, but also I think more of just connecting with yourself and doing those things that are important to you aside of just the health things. And I know this group is more for just physical health, maybe.
No, it's not. This is also for a lot of
that for me is what
mental
is
health.
most important.
Yeah.
So that's something I need accountability in, doing things that I need to do to keep being me.
So tapping in on Win Wednesday's post on Instagram, on the Instagram story, what would be a incentive for you to do that? What would you like to win? Like if I did a giveaway, would it be like a multivitamin? Would it be a t-shirt? Would it be omega-3? Would it be digestive enzymes? What is it? I would say in your mind, maybe you would like some Viva or some multivitamins.
That's good.
That has a lot to do
I
with.
think the Viva is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I think every mother needs to try
when you're
Viva.
breastfeeding.
Oh yes.
You can take the Viva when you're breastfeeding. You can even give it to your baby.
Yeah, I give it to my kids as well.
Oh no, it's just because it has saffron in it, and that wasn't meant to be. That isn't good for babies if it's concentrated. But
it have never been. There's different types of studies out there. I've been looking into it because someone was asking me about saffron and being pregnant. But in most, there are so many countries that are eating saffron on a daily basis, and when you're eating it in your diet, it's not dangerous. The times when they have been looking at saffron and when it can start the pregnancy too early, it have been very big amounts of saffron, and they tested it in the last week, like the last trimester, to see if people got their babies faster. So just saffron by itself, it's just a spice like curcumin and things, and that is not unhealthy for the babies. I mean, it will not go out in the breast milk, but it is safe to give to on the package it says from kids and adults can have 2 to 8 tablets a day. So I started my kids. It's better for them to sleep and have a good night's sleep than not sleep for brain development.
So we got less than a minute left. So let me also open this up in the comments. I'll make a post in the Facebook group if you guys want more time to think about, and I'll tag all the other people to see if what they would like to have it as an incentive for a chance to win. And I might put 2 or 3 different options. So there's something for, you know, if it's not one thing that would fit their need, there is something else. Debbie, before we got maybe like 20 seconds, anything that you would like?
I think all the things you talked about sound great.
Okay, I'll put them down as options.
I don't know any of them because I don't have any of that yet. So I think